You think you're just busy, that the overwhelm, the mental hamster wheel that somehow just spins a little faster every week is just the tax you pay for being a working mom. Friend to friend, I need to tell you something, it's not. That feeling of being stretched impossibly thin isn't a scheduling problem, it's a money problem. It's a trap, and one that quietly is draining your bank account, your peace of mind, and your shot at the future that you actually want. And the reason you can't see it is that it's just disguised as normal everyday life. So today, we're pulling it into the light. 5 signs that you're caught in it, and for each one, exactly how to get out. For years, I wore my busyness like a badge of honor. Career, kids, a home to run. I was a logistics machine, a queen of multitasking. I genuinely thought that's what doing it right looked like. I was also broke, and not the kind of broke that you would expect. I had a good income, and it was the no matter how much I earn, there is somehow nothing left kind of broke. I was running a deficit, financial and emotional, and calling it ambition. And it took me completely crashing and burning to finally see the truth. My busyness wasn't proof that I was getting it all done and being super mom. It was just a camouflage. It was hiding a whole set of money traps that I walked straight into. Hi, I'm Emily, financially free mom of 2, and on this channel, I'm basically your big sister in finance who already made the expensive mistake, so you get to shortcut it instead. And here's the first thing that shortcut means. These traps are practically built for us. They run on guilt, on never having enough time, and on the invisible mental load every working mom carries. And this is not a you problem, and this is not your fault. But seeing the trap is how you start to break it. So here's the plan. 5 subtle, expensive signs that you're stuck in the working mom trap. And for every single one, the one mindset shift that breaks it. You'll finish this video with a way out, not just a diagnosis. And stick with me to sign 5 especially because it's the sneakiest one. It's the one that almost nobody talks about. Sign number 1, convenience has quietly become your coping mechanism. See if this sounds familiar. Laundry's piling up, so you book the wash and fold app. Too wiped to cook, DoorDash. 3rd time this week, kid needs a poster board for a project due tomorrow, and you hit buy now on Amazon before you've even checked the closet. And listen, I'm not talking about the occasional treat. A treat is fine. This is when spending becomes your default answer to having no time. And it feels so reasonable in the moment, right? You're not being lazy. You're buying back an hour. You're making a brutal day just slightly less brutal. But here's the part that stings. That convenience comes with a hidden price tag. Every just this once is a tiny leak in that bottom of your bucket, death by 1,000 little cuts. And you end up in a loop that honestly just makes me sad. You work hard to earn the money and then spend that money on services that let you keep working hard. It flows out as fast as it comes in. No margin, no breathing room, just that low, consistent hum of no matter what I do, I'm not getting ahead. So here's the shift. And notice, I am not about to tell you to make your own sourdough or hand wash your jeans. I would never. The shift is from coping on autopilot to spending on purpose. Your new mantra, my time has real value and I get to decide on purpose how I pay for it. In practice, give that spending a job. Make it an actual line in your plan. Call it sanity fund or time-saving fund, whatever makes you smile. You decide in advance what goes toward takeout, delivery, a cleaning service. And just like that, it stops being a guilty reactive purchase and becomes a planned and strategic one. Same DoorDash order, completely different feeling because now you're the one who's in control. Sign number 2, you look at your salary, but you've never really looked at what it costs you to earn it. That direct deposit lands and you feel a little exhale of relief. Okay, we're good. But have you ever actually done the math on what that paycheck costs to produce? Let's be real for a second because this is a massive blind spot. It's how so many working moms end up feeling rich on paper and stressed in real life. You've probably heard of the motherhood penalty. It's well documented. Mothers' pay and wage growth tend to lag behind both childless women and fathers. But the penalty isn't only the smaller number on the paycheck, it's everything that you quietly absorb just to show up for the job. The big one, obviously, is childcare, which for a lot of us basically functions as a second mortgage. But then stack on the commute, the gas, the tolls, the wear on the car, the work wardrobe, the lunches you buy because there was no time to pack one for yourself after you packed everybody else's. Every task you now outsource becomes your hours that are just simply gone. Suddenly, that healthy looking paycheck is a lot thinner than it looked. And when you don't see those costs, you live as if you have more to spare money than you really do, which is exactly why saving just feels impossible and the guilt creeps in. You're making real decisions based on a number that isn't real. So the shift is to run what I call a true cost of working audit. You go from I earn X to my job nets our family Y. Once a year, just once, sit down and total it up. Childcare, commute, work expenses, the services you outsource. Subtract it from the take-home pay. And to be clear, this is absolutely not about deciding whether or not you should work. For most of us, that's not even on the table. This is just about arming yourself with the real number that you can work from, because that number is your power. It's what lets you walk into a raise conversation with confidence, weigh a new job offer clearly, and finally trade vague money anxiety for cold, clear facts. So quick pause. If any of this is landing a little too hard, do me a favor and drop in a comment and tell me which sign you just saw in yourself. 1, 2, or however many. I read these, and honestly, when one of you says it out loud, it makes every other person watching feel a little less alone in it. And if this is helping you, take 1 second to subscribe. We need way more honest conversations like this as moms. Okay, so sign 3. Your entire saving strategy is whatever's left at the end of the month. You pay the mortgage, the car, the daycare, the credit card minimums, and when you tell yourself, whatever's left, I'll move to savings. So let's be honest with each other. How often is anything actually really left? For most of us, rarely, maybe never. And that leftover approach is one of the most quietly destructive traps there is, because it makes your entire future an afterthought. It turns saving into a luxury and something you only get to do in a good month when you've been good with your money. And the cost is real. It's part of why, by one set of US data, roughly half of women aged 55 to 66 had no personal retirement savings at all. The leftover habit keeps you permanently fragile, always one surprise away from crisis. So when the car dies or a kid spikes a fever, it's an instant panic. And that panic whispers the worst lie of all. You're just bad with money. You are not. You just have the order of operations backwards. The fix is an oldie because it genuinely works. Pay yourself first. I want you to treat your savings like the single most important bill you have. Non-negotiable, paid before anything optional. It's the oxygen mask. Yours goes on first. And the way you make it stick is you take the willpower out of it completely. Automate it. Don't rely on a tired mom brain to remember. Go into your bank or payroll settings and schedule automatic transfers to savings or retirement for the day you get paid. $50, $500, the starting number truly does not matter. The consistency is what builds the muscle. And you're telling yourself in the clearest way possible that your future is not optional. Sign 4, you carry this low, vague financial dread around with you, and your whole plan for dealing with it is someday. You know you need a real plan for your money. You know you should look at the 401k. You know there's a credit card situation to face. And you will when work calms down a little bit, when the kids are older, when you finally get a free weekend. So here's a little tough love the kind of sister gives you because she's on your side. Someday is where good intentions go to die. Waiting for a calm, perfect, chaos-free moment to deal with your money. Sorry, babe, that moment is not coming. I promise you it isn't. And that's not you being lazy or flaky. It's decision fatigue, and it's real. Research is clear that moms carry a wildly disproportionate share of the household's mental load. Thousands of micro decisions before you've even opened your laptop. Of course, something as heavy as deal with my finances feels impossible. So it slides to tomorrow. Avoiding it in it of itself is a decision, and it compounds in lost growth, in creeping debt, in stress that just keeps climbing. And the shift is simple: progress over perfection. Forget the gorgeous color-coded budget. Forget becoming an investing expert by Friday. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is just to begin. Good enough beats perfect later every single time. Your step: pick one thing, just one, and give it 15 minutes this week. Track a single spending category, like groceries, or open that 401k statement you've been avoiding and just look at the balance, or put one bill on autopay. That's the whole assignment. One small, imperfect action beats the most brilliant plan that only ever lives in your head, because it breaks the spell of avoidance and proves to you with evidence that you can actually do this. And that brings us to sign number 5, the one I told you to wait for, the sneakiest of them all, because it doesn't feel like a money trap at all. It feels like love. Sign 5, somewhere along the way, you became your family's financial shock absorber. An unexpected expense pops up, you're the one who quietly figures it out. The budget gets tight, you're the one who trims your own things first. Your hobby, your little joy, your coffee, your nails. You absorb the stress, you internalize the guilt, and you carry the whole weight of making it all work, usually without saying a single word. And here's the trap underneath the trap. You've quietly started confusing self-sacrifice with being a good mom. So guilt ends up running your money decisions. You feel guilty spending on yourself, so you don't. Money's tight, so you take it on as a personal failure instead of a shared family problem. That's the invisible, unpaid emotional labor of being the default parent. And what you're really doing is using your own well-being, your peace, your hobbies, your retirement as the family's emergency fund. And I'll say this gently because I did it too. That is not sustainable. It burns you out. And on the bigger scale, it feeds the gender wealth gap. Women consistently retire with less saved than men, even though we tend to live longer. So sign 5 needs the biggest shift of all, from this is my burden to carry to this is our problem to solve. Your well-being is not the budget's backup plan. Practically, make the invisible visible. Actually talk about money pressure with your partner out loud instead of silently handling summer camps or sport fees. Put them in the family budget as planned. Share expenses as they are. And the next time you reach to quietly cut out your own small joy, pause and ask yourself one honest question. Is this really a money problem, or am I just defaulting to self-sacrifice again? This isn't about blame. It's about turning a silent solo burden into an actual team effort. So, convenience as a coping mechanism, ignoring what your job really costs, saving only the leftovers, and waiting for someday, being the family's silent shock absorber. If you saw yourself in those signs, maybe in more than one, I really need you to hear me here. You are not failing. You are doing your best inside a system that practically hands working moms this exact struggle, gift wrapped. The pressure is real. The mental load is real. The guilt is real. But if none of it has to be how your story keeps going. Breaking free starts with this one thing: awareness. It's choosing data over guilt, progress over perfection, and it's deciding on purpose that your own financial well-being isn't a selfish little luxury. It's the foundation your whole family stands on. And you get to change this story. And starting today, you can. If this conversation meant something to you today, subscribe and stick around, because honest money talk like this is exactly what I do here, and I would genuinely love to have you. I'll see you in the next one.